Alright guys, this is Team Hard Life Captain Albert Sertucci, and yep, we are putting a live sea lice on here. And this one's a small one because they didn't have any real big live sea lice, but we'll give it out there. You see he's snapping around there a little bit. Maybe it's the rod, but no, he's snapping. He's pretty ticked off and an angry sea lice on the way out. Let's see what happens.
Gotta bite, gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta line. I'ma call up the whole team.
Alright guys, just a little more insight on this too. This is the same day that I did the dead shrimp and the dead sea lice on the camera. Oh, but look, perch right there, right off the bat. And this is a live sea lice, but like I said, it's a small one. And as you can see, that's a small pin perch. And yep, he's not sitting there attacking it like crazy. I guess he does understand that that is a live sea lice, but he's still not backing down. It looks like he's pulling one leg off at a time. Dang, and we got seaweed in the way. No, it's not what I want. Oh, is my camera trying to work it? Trying to give me a better angle? It looks like it. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I left that untouched, and it goes to show that yes, the live sea lice definitely made a bit of a difference at the beginning. Obviously a lot of bait fish gathered up on it, but they were real slow to attack him. You know, they weren't going crazy like they were on the dead one. The dead one, they were just all over it like white on rice. These actually, they were pretty methodical on when they were actually going to attack this sea lice. Now, I guess that there's more of them, they've gotten a lot more brave, and you know, maybe they can sense that they can overwhelm the sea lice. So this is pretty interesting. So I definitely need to go back, put on a bigger live sea lice, and see how well it fares against these perch. I mean, because this is something that we all as fishermen have to deal with when we put a bait out. I mean, are they gonna continue? Well, obviously they're going to continue doing what they do, but I mean, is there a way for us to put baits out that will improve our chances for catches and or maybe live through this onslaught? I mean, obviously when a fish is in distress, it's going to give out a signal that's different to being okay. So, I don't know. It's just... the seaweed. I mean, obviously we can see the hook right there barely, but it's really not going to look good for us here. So let's see what happens. See how long it takes them to actually get through this sea lice on this one. And or maybe we'll see a big one. I'm hoping we see a big one. I know y'all do. Alright guys, so this has been an excruciating video to watch. Oh, look at all that action and all this torture of this sea lice. Oh. But we are on the other side of the bushes. I feel like a hunter right now, hearing all the rustling of a deer or something behind the bushes and just waiting for it to get into the clearing and just get past those brushes and the bushes right there in a clearing line of sight. Oh, man. Yeah, hunting, oof, that'd be another one. Hear all of that. It's like the fisherman who had a monster fight. Fought it, never saw it, and the line breaks off or gets cut off. It's probably the same brutality on the mind that the hunters experience in scenes like this, you know. It's all hidden behind the bush, and that's me retrieving my camera to see what's going on. And yeah, that was pretty upsetting. I'm pretty, man. I was kind of excited because, you know, from the feedback we got on the first video, and then to see the black drum, the way it ate the sea lice, picked it up from the head, picked it up from the tail, and now I got nothing but seaweed on the line. Yep. So definitely gonna go back out, put bigger sea lice on, put them out with the camera, and also too, I'm gonna try the dead sea lice, but I'm gonna hook them a different way, obviously to force the drum to bite where I want them to bite. You know, that's all part of hook selection, picking where you're going to put the hooks and everything else. You know, this is a major thing that we all must consider when we're baiting our hooks. I mean, for example, when I put shrimp on, you know, I do it a certain way because it has enabled me to get better hookup ratios, especially with bigger fish. So we'll continue on. You know, I'm going to go back to some crab here, I think is what I was doing. Yep, if I'm shaking it like that, I'm going with crab. You know, this is a pincher. The reason I'm going with the smaller bait was to see if maybe I can get some slot drum. But even then, the other night, I was catching those monster drums on with fishing, or the crab pincher. So, yep, definitely going to check this out and see what happens. So my leader is landed, and you can see my leader and my main line are twisted up right there. Kind of a weird configuration. I don't know how it's doing it like that. Alright guys, so with the crab claw, obviously it does not put out a lot of bait that the fish can easily get to. However, they're still attempting to do it. And then occasionally you'll see where the fish disappear, like right now. And they slowly come to wander back. I mean, without seeing another big fish, is it because there's no big fish? Or, I mean, there's so many ways to look at it. There's not enough bait for them to, you know, keep hitting at it, but every time they come back to it, they're right on it. So they definitely don't give up. But at the same time, too, why do they wander off? I mean, There's so many unanswered questions here. It just makes it difficult without having a lot of vision around until they come into camera play. However, this is something that, is still giving us a major, major boost in our abilities and our knowledge of what's happening underneath the water as our baits are sitting on the bottom. So we are definitely looking at and putting out the cameras as much as we can, because we got a lot of questions to answer, and our tactics must evolve if we're going to be better fishermen. It's something that I'm looking forward to. I want to always have that increase in my chances against everything else that's going on, because sometimes you don't have a lot of time to play while you're out there fishing. So I definitely want to ensure that my leaders are getting put to the test by catching fish. Yes, we know they work, but I'm always looking at something else. And what is that perch hitting at? He's eating. Oh, it was the eyelid of the hook, but why was he eating there? He attacked it a few times. Maybe because he saw it moving, because they were messing with the end of the crab claw, and it was moving that part of the hook. Funny. These guys are crazy. One of the other things I wanted to point out too was this underwater camera. You saw me put the 2 different shrimp bites, or the shrimp baits, on there, plus the dead sea lice, and now we're looking at the crab pincher right here. And all of that was all shot in one day of filming with the camera on that one charge. So that gives you an idea of how much footage you can actually catch per camera. So it's a real good thing to invest into one.